Hello, it's time for the Daily Smart Knowledge U video. Just want to address a couple questions first. Some people ask, why are the dates on the videos um, days before the time I release it on YouTube? That's because I release all these videos first on our website at www.smartknowledgeu.com. Just go to the media tab. So, for example, with this video, you see the date is September 21st. That's the date we posted it on our video, and then on our website, and then we may post it on YouTube 2 or 3 days later. So, to see the most relevant, up-to-date information, please check out the videos on www.smartknowledgeu.com on our media tab. Secondly, before I get started on this video, I also wanted to address just a few comments on the QE video we made the other day. And in that video, I basically said that a public announcement by Ben Bernanke of QE is not as crucial to gold and silver prices going much, much higher as people think. And I think a lot of people miss the point of my video, so I'm just going to review that really quickly. So consider this a very short review of that video. Basically, what I was saying is, if you go to my blog, my public blog, www.theundergroundinvestor.com, you will see that I've been predicting since 2006 this currency race to the bottom. So for over 6 years, I've been saying this, and it's because it's been so clearly evident for at least the past 6 years, if not longer, that the U.S. Fed Reserve was going to try to debase the U.S. dollar into worthlessness. So all I'm saying is, it doesn't matter if Ben Bernanke says this publicly or not, because a lot of people only think that QE is happening if he makes a public statement. So that's why I was saying gold and silver are going to continue to rise, because we basically have 100 years, a full century of dollar destruction coming to a head now. So, whether it rises strongly right after his announcement, it's going to rise strongly in 2 months if he doesn't make the announcement, or 3 months. It does not matter, because dollar destruction, the devaluation of the dollar's purchasing power is happening, as it is with the yen, as it is with the pound sterling, as it is with the euro. So that's all I'm saying. So people totally misconstrued my comments, or didn't watch the video in comedy, because I said that in the video. Okay, so let's move on to today's topic. So today I'm going to talk about a sports event, but it's important because I think that we can use this event as an analogy for life, and why so few people understand the most critical things that actually affect their life um, as far as finances and money is concerned. So I'm going to talk about Joshua Morgan, wide receiver for the Washington Redskins. And here he is. Okay, so basically here's the story with Joshua Morgan. The Washington Redskins played the St. Louis Rams last Sunday, and at the end of the game, Joshua Morgan, who's a wide receiver, took an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for 15 yards that cost his team a better shot at making a game-winning field goal at the end of the game. And so the field goal kicker missed because they got pushed back 15 yards. Now, that's not the story. The story is what happened afterwards. So after that Sunday, on his Twitter account, Joshua Morgan received a number of death threats and threats against his firstborn child for costing the Washington Redskins a better chance of winning the game. Now, I have nothing to say to these people that would make death threats against something that happened in a sports event, other than the fact that you're an absolute moron. But how this is relevant to the financial world and what's going on is because people all over the world have this hero worship complex, where they worship athletes, they worship celebrities, or in this case, they worship their sports teams, and anything that goes wrong that can cause grown men and women to weep, to be depressed, and something is wrong in a world that's been created this way. I've actually made a video blog or a vlog about this earlier, about how society uses modern day sports today as gladiator games. It's an extension of what the Romans used to do whenever they had massive problems in society. The politicians would basically come up with gladiator games to take the people's minds off of real problems. So this is just a distraction today to keep people's minds off of the global monetary destruction, the race to the bottom. Nobody cares about the fact that the Fed Reserve is destroying the U.S. dollar and destroying the savings accounts of the elderly and destroying people's futures. And no one cares that the Bank of Japan is doing the same in their agreement to basically to buy up another $1 trillion worth of assets. I think it's over 70 trillion yen worth of assets. So they're doing the same thing and destroying the yen. Nobody cares that the ECB is destroying the euro. The Bank of England is destroying the pound. So what we have is people caring so much, like it's life and death about trivial things, and life and death matters, like these currency devaluation games, like the race of global currencies to the bottom. Nobody cares about. So we have the equation flipped and upside down. And that's how governments can fool people and bankers can fool people into thinking, for example, that there's inflation still only 2% in the U.S. That's ludicrous. Like, if anyone has any common sense whatsoever, you just know from rising prices of petrol, from rising prices of food, that sometimes is in the 50% range, that there's no way inflation can be 2%. So they just tell flat out lies and are able to get away with it. Just like people think unemployment in the U.S. is 6%, when it's in actuality it's closer to 23% right now. So the way that they can get away with this, the leaders, is that they just falsify information, because nobody they know people. They look at this and they laugh, but they look at people's obsession with celebrities dying, and when a celebrity dies, that you have a lot of people on Facebook tweet about it, but whenever the bankers destroy currency, nobody cares. Nobody's talking about it. Or when they see people issue death threats against Josh Morgan, or issue death threats, I've seen it happen in many other sporting events too, when an athlete screws up. These people that are in control of the world are just laughing because they know that they can flat out lie to the majority of us and get away with it. So I would hope that people really start valuing, understanding what is important to their lives, and start obsessing and wasting. It's really a waste of energy on these trivial matters. So that's the message for today. Spread the word, spread some positivity, spread education, because our power is in numbers. And the greatest fear that the elite that are destroying our futures, destroying our savings, destroying our money have, is that we will awaken. So let us all participate in awakening one another. Okay, that's it. Until tomorrow, take care.